What's up, everybody? D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be reviewing 2010's Predators.
Please, we can kill it.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am justice.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it, or you can help me to stop it.
Keeping in mind, I will be covering the whole plot, including spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie and you want to, jump out now. The movie opens up with Adrian Brody, who we'll just call Jack Driscoll for the purposes of this review, falling from the sky and landing in the jungle. After all our characters are done meeting one another, they decide to head off into the jungle in search of help because no one knows what's going on. The last character we meet is not Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, played by Topher Grace, who really Spider-Man 3's all over this movie. Jack Driscoll uses his superpower in this movie, which is plot convenience, in order to speed things up and figure out exactly what's going on. He figures out things are not normal in this jungle. Everyone's here selected for a reason. It's probably not Earth. Some Preddy dogs show up and attack the gang, but don't manage to kill anyone. They look pretty cool. Their designs are much better than they'll wind up in the next movie. Jack uses his superpowers again to figure out that the people there are being hunted and that the dogs were there to flush everyone out. The rest of the movie is just your, standard Predator stuff. You know how it goes. Predator starts picking off people one by one in the woods. Jack Driscoll figures everything out as they go, starting with the fact that poor old Danny Trejo is just being used for bait as he's found in the woods. They leave him for dead, but it's okay because he's already dead. The jungle hunter Predator shows up. He's strung up to some pole. He's being tortured. This leads to an ambush from 3 super predators who we spend the rest of the movie running from. The gang goes into a cave and they reveal some more exposition and touch up on the events from Predator. Lawrence Fishburne shows up after killing another species of alien that's being hunted on the planet. The gang all go back to his spaceship, and then they get some more reveals on what's going on here, including the fact that the predators are in some sort of blood feud, and there's like big predators and little predators, and that's what's going on. Lawrence Fishburne has been on this planet for many a moon. He is an expert in dealing with predators. This expertise is shown off in the next scene when he's immediately killed. Just immediately killed, along with the Predator as they raid the ship. The ship blows up, some people die, a Predator dies. Another Predator shows up, he gets prison shanked, told you that was a reoccurring thing, by Ant-Man and the Wasp before Predator rips out Ant-Man and the Wasp's skull and roars. Another Predator trope, we check 2 off in 1. What a deal. The gang runs away until the cool Asian guy decides that he doesn't want to be in this movie anymore, so he turns around to try and be like a character from a better movie. He reenacts Billy's famous scene from the first Predator, although this time we get to see the one-on-one fight. It's pretty cool. It's a sword fight. They both wind up dying. Now that we're down to just Jack, Girl, and Topher Grace, it's time that we start the final stretch of this movie. Jack leaves, and he leaves the other two because Topher Grace is an idiot and steps in a bear trap, so, Jack's like, yeah, I'm out of here. He goes and unleashes the jungle hunter Predator. He's like, hey, I know you can understand English because I have superpowers. I'm gonna release you, and you're gonna help me fight the super Predator so that I can get off this planet. It's a pretty cool fight scene, actually. I'm glad we got to see this. It's a good little struggle here. The Predator gets his butt handed to him by the super Predator, not nearly as badly as he'll get his butt handed to him in the next movie, but he doesn't stand too much of a chance. Topher Grace goes all evil and tries to appease the Predators. He's like, I'm a killer or whatever, and I like being on the Predator world, but it doesn't matter. Jack shows up, winds up stabbing him in the throat and then killing him with grenades. The super Predator is there, and now it's time to reenact some scenes from Predator 1, a far superior Predator movie. Jack covers himself in dirt or mud, and he goes to fight the Predator, and it's pretty cool. Get some good throwback lines in this scene. Eventually things work out. Jack beats the Predator with the help of Girl. The girl shoots the Predator. Jack picks up magic axe that was placed there because plot convenience, cuts off the Predator's head. The end. We're done. The movie's over. You know how fast I went through that one. We'll talk about why in the verdict. Predators is a super boring movie where nothing happens for the vast majority of the screen time. They're just walking through a jungle. And it's not like cool Kong Skull Island, or not even, that's a fast-paced movie. It's not like cool Peter Jackson King Kong jungle walking either. It's not like they're running into obstacles along the way. It's like they're just walking and Jack Driscoll's just figuring things out as they go. Like, oh hey, this isn't Earth. I know that. It's probably not Earth. And then when the reveal is that they're not on Earth, it's not cool anymore. It's like, well, we figured that out because he told us. He figured it out before us. Predators has very good visuals. I don't know who the director is, but yeah, it's got good visuals. Credit to the director. But other than that, this is a pretty boring movie. It has some good tributes to the original Predator, but relies on that movie a little bit too much. It checks off all the boxes for Predator tropes as I listed. It even has the one ugly mother effer line in here. It's just in a different language, so most people don't catch it. A Predator rips out the spine and roars. Someone gets prison shanked in here. The special effects in this movie are okay. The CGI is pretty trash, but the practical effects are great. The Jungle Hunter Predator looks awesome. The soundtrack in here is okay. It sounds just like all the other Predator movies, so it's alright. It's not done by Silvestri this time, but you can't really tell. The big problem with this movie is that the characters are all super unlikable. They're really trashy people. You don't root for them. You can't like them. And even Adrian Brody in this movie, who I think does an alright job, I've seen him do better in King Kong. He's emotionless through the majority of this movie. He comes off as one-toned. I think that's kind of the point, but I like Jack Driscoll a lot more than I like this guy. I don't even know what this guy's name is in this movie. It's like Royce or something like that? I don't know. The characters in this movie suck. So when you have to spend so much time with them just doing nothing, it does not work. It's super boring. For a horror movie, I give Predators like a 6 out of 10. The special effects are what push it towards the higher end of the spectrum. It's just barely, I don't know. I did not love this movie, as you can tell. But if you're like, hey, I'd like to hear you talk a little more about it, I have a podcast on my brother's channel, Extremely Low Budget Films, in which we cover all the Predator movies. So go check out the Extremely Low Budget podcast link down below for an extended look at Predators. You get to hear my opinions on it, and there you go. You get to hear the opinions of my friends. So hey, go check it out. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time for The Predator. D-Man out.